Hey guys, this past weekend, Bitcoin hit a high price of $7,500, marking the potential start of a crypto bull run. But in this video, I want to make the case for $1 million valuation for the price of Bitcoin. But in order to understand why Bitcoin even has value, I want to show you guys one of the most beautiful and oldest cities in Germany called Cologne. So here's a very quick history of gold as money. We first started bartering, which was traded goods. But the problem of carrying our stuff everywhere led to physical representations of value from precious metals and stones, which eventually led to the discovery and use of gold. Now, we fought wars over this stuff and conquered lands. We even built shrines, not unlike this one, using parts of gold. Now, gold was shiny and relatively evenly distributed across the world. When the United States stopped selling gold to foreign powers in 1971, it brought the gold standard to an end. But gold ruled the world for several thousand years. But gold also had its problems, right? Because it was heavy, it was difficult to transport and hard to divide, and it was easily stolen, and it was easy to counterfeit. So we began to migrate away from gold towards monetary systems that would instead represent the value, that is gold, to hopefully fix the problems that gold had. And thus began the shift towards a cash society. But even that took a very long time to adopt. And it took a long time because it was difficult to abandon gold. It's the same thing that happened when we started using these credit cards. Imagine if you were presumably one of the first few people to hear about credit cards for the first time and you were using cash your whole life. Someone came up to that guy and was like, yeah, cash, that's a thing of the past now. It's gonna be all on this plastic card, online, digitally, in the cloud, on the internet. What do those words even mean? Presumably the same thing people said when they heard about cash for the first time. But my gold, how am I, what? Paper? No. So in 2008, a guy by the name of Satoshi Nakamoto launched the Bitcoin protocol, and that forever changed the game. Because now the Pandora's box has been opened and there is no off switch. Fun fact, when Elon Musk created PayPal, he wanted PayPal to be the money for all of the internet. But that idea was quickly shut down because it had a single point of failure. And that was, it needed permission from the government to replace the powers that be. Bitcoin, on the other hand, never needed permission to begin with because it is a distributed network of computational power. And now it just exists. It cannot be shut down. And that's the beautiful thing. So that brings us to the price. Now, I keep roughly 10% of my net worth in cryptocurrency, and that's because I believe that we're moving towards a type 1 civilization where we have a global monetary system. Jesus, sun is out again, right in my face, and I'm overexposed, right? Yeah, but then look, if I change it to all the way the other way. Look, the sun's gonna go away, watch. In one take, you guys are seeing this. Look, it's gone, right? And now I'm dark again. But watch, I'm gonna bring it back and it's gonna go bright again. That's because, Now this measuring of civilizations comes from a Soviet astronomer by the name of Nikolai Kardashev, completely unrelated to the Kardashians. And that idea was proposed in 1964 and popularized by a world-renowned physicist by the name of Michio Kaku, who also happens to be one of my favorite human beings. So here's the breakdown of what I mean by saying that we're moving towards a type 1 civilization. All right. So a type 1 civilization can use the resources of a planet. A type 2 civilization can use the resources and the energy of a nearby star, and a type 3 civilization can use the energy resources of a galaxy. Now, on this measurement system, we are rank 0, because we get our energy from coal and dead plants. But we can already see evidence of our transition into a type 1 civilization as we speak. And that is because we're using energy, solar, wind, and of course, hopefully in the future, we're gonna use fusion. Now, we also have a type 1 language, which is seemingly turning out to be English. And now we have a type 1 phone system which is the internet, and that connects us worldwide to each other instantaneously. And we're also moving towards a global monetary system, and that is, of course, cryptocurrency, a world money where you can go from country to country, state to state, and it doesn't matter because you're using the same currency for everyone worldwide. And it's likely going to turn out to be something like Bitcoin, if not exactly Bitcoin. So if you look at Bitcoin's price growth on a linear scale, you can see it's grown exponentially. But if you look at it from a logarithmic point of view, you can see a much clearer picture of where Bitcoin is probably going to go.
So as you can see, the linear chart shows one side of the story. But if we zoom out and look at a logarithmic picture, we can predict that the price will hit $100,000 by the year 2020 or 2021. And perhaps we'll see $1 million Bitcoin somewhere around the year 2024.
I sound like every other price analyst because I got every price covered under every year. That way, if I get it right, I sound like a genius. If I get it wrong, take no responsibility. What's up? But in the meantime, there's going to be a lot of videos and news about, the doom and gloom prophecies, that it's the death and it's the end of Bitcoin, it's the last straw. I find those hilarious, but this video right here kind of summarizes my whole attitude and perspective about predictions of death about Bitcoin. Check it out. Okay, so this one time, Bitcoin was worth 44 cents, and it went all the way up to $30, and then it crashed back down to $7. And then this other time, Bitcoin was worth $13 and it went all the way up to $213, but then it crashed back down to $65. And then there was this other time when Bitcoin was worth $147 and went up to $1,100, but then it crashed back down to $480. And the most recent time, Bitcoin was worth $1,100 and went all the way up to $19,000, and then it crashed all the way down to $6,000. So the moral of the story is, don't buy Bitcoin because you know it's gonna crash. So does Bitcoin have problems? Well, at the base level, not really. But of course, from the point of view of ease of use and custodial services, teaching grandpa how to use this stuff, yeah, it's got problems. It's got regulatory problems. It's got, a lot of things to figure out, but it seems like the risk is priced in at the moment. And correct me if I'm wrong, but because technology evolves so quickly, and Bitcoin has been around for over 10 years now, it would seem that something like this, which is considered by many to be some Beanie Baby fad or some passing thing that we're gonna forget about, it seems as though that Bitcoin should be worth nothing at this point in time. It used to be worth less than $1, and yet it is easily one of, if not the most stolen asset in the world. So it's got some kind of value, it's got some kind of utility purpose behind it, and yet it's worth $7,500 for each Bitcoin. And the fundamentals of Bitcoin have never been stronger as more and more businesses accept Bitcoin and more people are waking up about monetary systems and about the Federal Reserve and about fractional reserve banking. All of this stuff means something. And as a conservative dividend investor that teaches you guys about finance and creating passive income for yourself, I'm telling you now that I have 10% of my net worth into Bitcoin. Bitcoin is either going to be worth nothing or closer to $1 million within 5 years. And I truly believe that. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. But I've never seen something like this before. And again, the risk is worth the reward. So I've certainly put my money where my mouth is, and I want to know what you guys think. What do you think is going to happen to Bitcoin in a few years? Do you think it's going to be around? But I'm excited to see what John McAfee does on television within the next few years. But it seems like every halvening, which is a thing that happens within Bitcoin, the price jumps quite a bit. Yeah, it's exciting times. All right, so there's no emails I want you to sign up for, no newsletters, no courses to sell you guys, but if you like this video, smash the like button and hit the subscribe button because I just hit 50,000 subs. I love you guys so much. Thank you for all your support. And yeah, I'm gonna go explore Cologne some more and not spray some in my face. So thank you guys, love you, take care, peace.